guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Take a look at this disgusting 20-year-old college girl, student, whatever the hell you want to call her. Anne May DeMagello. I am saying her last name wrong, and I'm going to get it right shortly because we want to make her infamous, okay? Y'all followed Alexi Treviso, which we are still waiting for justice for her baby that she decided to kill at the hospital in their bathroom. This is a 20-year-old Flagler County College student who gave birth on the toilet at home and watched her baby girl drown, put her in a duffel bag, and then put it in the closet, and then went to school. Okay? And then later on, she came home and buried the dead baby in her backyard. Like, nothing was wrong and everything was right with the world. Well, guess what? This is called murder. Okay? And thank goodness the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is taking this very seriously.
Or the Flagler County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that a baby that died because of drowning after that baby was born just moments before that to a woman who claimed she didn't know she was pregnant.
Yeah, we've been following this story since Friday when we brought it to you as breaking news. The newborn's mother gave birth to that little girl on the toilet. Channel 9's Demi Johnson is live at the Sheriff's Office in Bonao. And Demi, the Sheriff's Office is still investigating leads that could determine if additional charges are filed in this case.
Darlene, the sheriff said today that he doesn't believe that the woman didn't actually know she was pregnant. He says evidence that they have suggests she knew all along. Right now, they're working to get more evidence, text messages off of her phone and social media messages that could lead to upgraded charges. This body camera video shows 20-year-old Anne May DeMagello being put in the back of a patrol car after deputies found her baby girl buried in her backyard. A call to the county's non-emergency line led them to DeMagello's home.
This baby was alive and crying, and she had killed it and disposed of it somehow.
So, this disgusting 20-year-old who's now claiming, I didn't know I was pregnant. You know, I am sick of that. I am sick of these girls claiming, I didn't know I was pregnant. Oh my goodness, I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, I was on the toilet and wow, I gave birth to a baby. And then I just watched it drown in the toilet bowl. Really? I'm not buying any of this girl's crap at all. And again, Flagler County is not buying it either. And this was a tip that was called in. And again, this is also, I want to make sure I notate, this is Channel 9 News here in Orlando, Central Florida.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says DeMagello admitted to watching the baby drown and cleaning up the blood after giving birth in her bathroom.
And she did tell us that she was hoping that the baby would hurry up and die.
After that, investigators say DeMagello put the baby girl in a duffel bag in her closet and went to the New Smyrna Beach Playhouse to perform in a show.
So she was like, okay, I gave birth in a toilet and I was hoping it would die quickly because, gosh, I have so much to do. And then she put it, once it was dead, she put this poor, innocent child, this poor, innocent infant, in a duffel bag, hid it in her closet, and went to school to perform in a play. Again, like nothing is wrong. I'm sorry, she's a murderer, period. She is a murderer.
When she got home, she buried the 3-pound, 6-ounce baby. Detectives are now working to prove DeMagello knew she was pregnant all along.
We personally think she knew she was pregnant based on some of the evidence that we have between text messages.
Right now, Demigillo's charges are aggravated manslaughter. The sheriff says they're also looking to see if she looked up how to give birth on her phone. If they find any evidence like that, the charges could be upgraded.
Demigillo makes me think of, we can call her Demon, okay? Demigillo, okay? Anne-Marie Demigillo. Again, let's make this girl infamous on the World Wide Web, okay? So she is disgusting. She is really disgusting. And I'm playing a little catch up here because I've been meaning to cover the story because obviously it is out of Florida, my home state, and there is an update. And we'll get to that momentarily here. She was given, though, a $250,000 bond, and she has made this bond as of yesterday. Once she is out, which unfortunately she is out right now, she is wearing a GPS monitor. She has to surrender her passport to the court, so she did that. She has no contact with minors or the anonymous caller who alerted authorities, remain in Flagler County, and check in regularly with pretrial services. So she cannot leave Flagler County. I'm sure she probably doesn't care. They wanted her, the prosecutors wanted her to stay in jail. Okay, they wanted the judge to deny the bond, and I think that they should have, but unfortunately the judge granted bond. But the good news is she really can't go anywhere, and I do want her face. I'm glad the media has been blasting her here all over Central Florida because she needs to be ashamed of herself. Okay, she needs to be ashamed of herself, and people need to know what she's done. Investigators say that she told the deputies that she unexpectedly, yeah, are y'all buying that? Unexpectedly gave birth at home, and then of course watched the newborn baby girl drown in a toilet, and then she did later admit that she put her in a duffel bag, left to attend her school, perform in that play, and then came home and buried her in that backyard of her home. Allegedly, here's what she's telling. She felt an urge to push. She was standing over a toilet. She had given birth to a baby. She advised the baby was crying and was moving. The baby's head was downwards in the toilet, and she left it there as she was cleaning up the blood because she was concerned her mother would find out. And this is coming from one of the detectives on the case, Detective Shannon Smith. Love their name. Also, News 6 here, WKMG, Click Orlando. They obtained a recording of a phone call from a friend of Demigillo's that alerted the investigators to this situation. She said, my friend told me that she had been secretly pregnant, and this morning she had given birth. Okay, she's saying these things and she seems very mentally dissociated from it, the caller told the investigators. Now, her defense team is, they have filed a motion asking the court to prevent any statements she made to law enforcement from being released publicly. That motion is seeking to limit disclosure of her alleged statements as the case moves forward. And I hope the judge denies that one because she's an adult. She's 20 years old. She knew she was pregnant, and at least one friend is saying she knew she was pregnant. And it sounds like they're going to find these text messages and evidence on her phone because, you know, everyone thinks that law enforcement's not going to look at your phone, and they find everything. And again, she needs to pay for what she did. She murdered an innocent baby. And as in a lot of states, Florida has a safe haven law. Under Florida's law, a person can legally and anonymously surrender an unharmed infant up to 30 days old to the safe haven locations or those boxes. Hospitals and many fire stations, they accept these surrendered infants. And of course, some of those are equipped with those baby boxes. So to me, when these happen, when these situations happen, when you've got these girls claiming, "I didn't know I was pregnant. I had no idea," and then of course they kill the baby or let it die, which is the same thing in this case, and then they claim, "Oh, my mom would have got me. I would have been in so much trouble." Listen, all she had to do was take that child to a safe haven location, and they would have asked no questions. No questions. So again, I am very, very happy to see that the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is going to hopefully take this as far as possible, get her on any and all charges, because we're seeing a lot of these girls, we're seeing a lot of these young women getting away with not only claiming that they didn't know they were pregnant, but then killing the child and not having to suffer any repercussions from it. So I am very hopeful that my state here in Florida is going to make sure that Demi Gillo pays for the murder of this infant.
Breaking news in Flagler County. Ann May Demigillo is out of jail. She is the 20-year-old accused of giving birth at home and leaving her newborn to drown in the toilet.
West News' Pamela Cohn was there when she walked out of jail and joins us now live outside of that facility. Pamela.
Yeah, she was there for almost a week and finally walked out today. Here's actually some video. It wasn't so much walking, but more so running. She could see us through the lobby door waiting for her before she walked out. Once she left those doors and left that lobby, you could see her covering her face and taking a run for it. She ran to her parents' car. They were parked on the other side of the parking lot.
Look at her ass. Oh, the media's here. I must block my face and run to the car. Oh, how scary.
I asked her if there was anything she wanted to say. She just kept running. She eventually got into the car and left. Now, earlier today, we were in court where prosecutors and the defense were fighting whether or not to keep her locked up ahead of her trial. Ultimately, as you guys saw, they decided to let her go and granted her a $250,000 bond.
I'm going to recall 26 CF.
Ann May Demigillo's mother was seen wiping tears from her eyes as she sat in a Flagler County courtroom. According to the family's attorney, Michael Politis, the family has not spoken to Demigillo since her arrest on Friday. Politis hoped the judge would grant her bond, saying she's not a danger to the community.
She has family ties. She has a length of residence to the community. There's no diagnosed mental condition, but there is something obvious with it.
There's no diagnosis of mental condition, her attorney says, but there's obviously something wrong. No shit, Sherlock. She gave birth to a baby on the toilet and let it die, and then buried it in the backyard and went on like nothing was wrong. There's definitely something wrong with her. She's a monster.
Prosecutors, however, argued she should remain in jail. Assistant State Attorney Andrew Urbanik says she poses a danger to the community.
That's the level of care this young woman shows to her own flesh and blood when she's the only person that can protect that child and save that child and give that child an opportunity to live. How can the community trust somebody to exercise any level of care in any person, known or unknown, when that's how she treated her baby girl?
The judge ultimately granted Demigillo a $250,000 bond, despite testimony that she cleaned the bathroom and buried her baby. The judge believes her release would not threaten the integrity of the case.
She was cooperative with law enforcement. She told her friend what is alleged that she had done. She went voluntarily to the sheriff's office for an interview.
And Demigillo will have to do weekly check-ins. She'll have to wear that GPS monitor as her court process continues. She is also not allowed to leave Flagler County. She can also not be around any minors, even if they are family.
Well, that judge is, in my opinion, she was way too nice to her ass, and she deserves to spend a lot more time behind bars. Anne-Marie DeMagillo deserves to spend a lot of time in jail. And I hope she enjoys this small, short period of time with some kind of a freedom, because hopefully the judge and or the jury will find her guilty, and she'll have to spend some time at the big house, because she murdered an innocent baby. That baby had relied on her for 9 months to stay alive, and as soon as she gave birth, she just sat there and watched it drown to death. Watched her drown like it was nothing. And from what I understand, she has no emotion whatsoever to the entire situation. Nothing. I mean, look at her face right there. It's just like a blank look. She doesn't care. She is disgusting. She's a monster. And just like the prosecutor said, she was the one who was supposed to protect her child, her baby. And you know what she did? She just watched that baby girl drown. And then puts it in a duffel bag, cleans up the bathroom. Normal day. Yeah, anything but a normal day. So, DeMagillo, you are a disgusting monster, and I really hope that they're going to throw the book at your ass, and can't say it enough. I hope you are ashamed of yourself. And I don't know about what her family thinks. Obviously, they helped her pay her bond, and I realize family kind of supports their own family, but I hope they're not going to protect her ass, because she is 20 years old. She knows better. But let me know what you guys think of this one. I'm going to follow it and do some more digging on it. But I don't know. This was another local one. I'm just so sick of hearing about these. And, you know, when is it going to stop, guys? When is it going to stop? All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.